Donald Trump guilty on all 34 counts at hush money trial. Story by Luke Cohen, Jack Queen, and Andy Sullivan. 23M 3-minute read. By Luke Cohen, Jack Queen, and Andy Sullivan. New York, Reuters. Donald Trump became the first U.S. president to be convicted of a crime on Thursday when a New York jury found him guilty of falsifying documents to cover up a payment to silence a porn star ahead of the 2016 election. After deliberations over 2 days, the 12-member jury announced it had found Trump guilty on all 34 counts he faced. Unanimity was required for any verdict. Trump watched the jurors dispassionately as they were polled to confirm the guilty verdict. The verdict plunges the United States into unexplored territory ahead of the November 5 presidential election, when Trump, the Republican candidate, will try to win the White House back from Democratic President Joe Biden. Trump, 77, has denied wrongdoing and was expected to appeal. He faces a maximum sentence of 4 years in prison, though others convicted of that crime often receive shorter sentences, fines or probation. Incarceration would not prevent him from campaigning or taking office if he were to win. Opinion polls show Trump and Biden, 81, locked in a tight race, and Reuters Ipsos polling has found that a guilty verdict could cost Trump some support from independent and Republican voters. The jury notified the court they had reached a verdict at 4:20 p.m., 2020 GMT, and read out all 34 guilty counts shortly after 5 p.m. The jury found Trump guilty of falsifying business documents after sitting through a 5-week trial that featured explicit testimony from porn star Stormy Daniels about a sexual encounter she says she had with Trump in 2006 while he was married to his current wife Melania. Trump denies ever having sex with Daniels. Trump's then-fixer Michael Cohen testified that Trump approved a $130,000 hush money payment to Daniels in the final weeks of the 2016 election, when he faced multiple accusations of sexual misbehavior. Cohen testified he handled the payment, and that Trump approved a plan to reimburse him through monthly payments disguised as legal work. Trump's lawyers hammered Cohen's credibility, highlighting his criminal record and imprisonment and his history of lying. Falsifying business documents is normally a misdemeanor in New York, but prosecutors in Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office elevated it to a felony on grounds that Trump was concealing an illegal campaign contribution. Trump complained that he could not get a fair trial in his heavily Democratic hometown. The case was widely regarded as the least consequential of the 4 criminal prosecutions Trump faces. Jurors heard testimony of sex and lies that have been public since 2018, although the charges themselves rested on ledger accounts and other records of Cohen's reimbursement. It was known as the zombie case because Bragg brought it back to life after his predecessor opted not to bring charges. This case was also likely to be the only one to go to trial before the election, as the others are delayed by procedural challenges. If elected, Trump could shut down the 2 federal cases that accuse him of illegally trying to overturn his 2020 election loss and mishandling classified documents after leaving office in 2021. He would not have the power to stop a separate election subversion case taking place in Georgia. Trump has pleaded not guilty in all the cases, and has portrayed his various legal troubles as an effort by Biden's Democratic allies to hurt him politically. Reporting by Luke Cohen and Jack Queen in New York and Andy Sullivan in Washington, editing by Nolene Walder and Howard Galler. Former President Donald Trump appears in Manhattan Criminal Court, Thursday, May 30, 2024, in New York. Seth Wenig/Pool via Reuters. Copyright Thomson Reuters. Former President Donald Trump arrives at Manhattan Criminal Court, Thursday, May 30, 2024, in New York. Seth Wenig/Pool via Reuters. Copyright Thomson Reuters. Republican presidential candidate and former U.S. President Donald Trump arrives for jury deliberations in his criminal trial over charges that he falsified business records to conceal money paid to silence porn star Stormy Daniels in 2016, in New York City, U.S., May 30, 2024. Reuters/Brendan McDermott. Copyright Thomson Reuters. A supporter of former U.S. President Donald Trump stands along a sidewalk as Trump's motorcade arrives at Manhattan Criminal Court for the second day of jury deliberations in Trump's criminal trial over charges that he falsified business records to conceal money paid to silence porn star Stormy Daniels in 2016, in New York City, U.S. May 30, 2024.
So, this has been a great, I cannot put it, a great defeat, or a great blow for Donald Trump. presidency. But American Constitution says even if a president, even if a running candidate is convicted of any crime, it doesn't stop him or her from becoming president. But it gives people a bad image in voting for that person. One pros that Trump has is that he has been president before, so that gives him an upper advantage. Even though there is a criminal record on his name, but it gives him an upper advantage. But if you look at it, right, now he has been found guilty. He has been on the news coverage for the past 3 to 4 weeks, and he has been found guilty of the 34 counts that were levied against him. He has an upper advantage over Joe Biden because he's now gaining a lot of media coverage, and not just media coverage, but he's also gaining a lot of popularity. So, and a lot of people don't know that being a president and being convicted of a crime doesn't stop you from becoming a president. If Trump hadn't had to run for presidency before, if Trump wasn't a president before, trust me, it would be very difficult for him to be a president now with the criminal charges against him. But since he has been a president before, he has a greater shot of being the presidency. And guess what? Trump has like maybe 20 to 30 Secret Service agents. Will all the Secret Service agents be with him in jail? No. So he can never go to jail. That's just something that is out of the table. Like he can never go to jail. What we'll do, they'll just pay the fines for the charges, and he'll go back and continue running his campaigns. As usual. He can never go to jail. It's just an absolute nothing. So now it's time for Joe Biden to continue with his campaign, keep campaigning, because Trump now has been freed a little bit to continue with his campaign plans. So now it's time for Joe Biden to keep campaigning, Now it's left for Joe Biden to keep campaigning and making sure that he covers areas that Trump hasn't covered, because Trump now has a lot of popularity because of the Stormy Daniels issues, and also because of the verdict today. So he has a lot of popularity right now. So now it's left for Joe Biden to keep campaigning, because trust me, Trump is not backing out. Though this has to give him more popularity. And when he wins, he can easily pardon himself and take his veto power and wipe off all the charges on his name.